We're live on Adobe Radio every Thursday, 3 p.m. Pacific Time, 6 p.m. Eastern Time. New episode of Wesam's World. We have returning guest, actor, director, Rick Darge on the show. Thanks, man.
Thanks for having me.
Yeah, it's been a while.
Glad to be here. Yeah, it has been a while. I don't even know. Was it pre-pandemic?
I think so.
Pre-pan.
Pre-pan.
Yeah, it had to be. Lots happened. I'm aged. We both have aged.
Yes.
You look good, though.
Oh, thank you.
Yeah.
You look great.
Thanks. You look excellent.
I actually saw you recently. We were talking about it at a commercial callback audition.
Yeah, we were both trying to get that commercial money.
That's true.
Yeah.
Which can be good money.
Yeah, it can be.
Not as good as it was.
Yes.
But it's good. However, there is something that annoyed the fuck out of me during that audition.
Was it my presence?
No. I was intimidated by you. You were there. I was like, I got to do good for Rick. I got to do good for him. I don't get commercial actors.
Yeah.
For the majority of them.
Right.
Just be normal, professional human beings.
Right.
And I feel a lot of people lack common courtesy, common awareness. I don't know if you recall, we were getting the breakdown from the casting director.
Yes.
He seemed a little frustrated because of...
He hated us.
Fair.
He treated us like we were nothing.
No. I actually really like him. He was actually a little frustrated because he would tell actors, hey, we need you to do this in the room.
Yeah.
And then after a couple groups going, they're not doing that.
Yeah.
Also, in the middle of his explanation, two people were talking. Do you remember that? They were talking really loud.
I don't remember.
Oh, my God. They were talking so loud. Somebody goes, shh, just like that.
Yeah.
We all kept looking at the people, and they kept talking just as loud. I think murder should be legal.
You should be allowed to.
Yes.
Yeah, for those cases.
Oh, my God.
And that's L.A. totally. Like, yeah. Commercial acting's so weird because you go in there sometimes and you just see a bunch of people that look like you. Have you had that experience? You're like, oh, there's another bearded, long-haired guy here. We're all playing the stoner or whatever that is, whatever we're called in for. It is weird. I hate it, being on the side of an actor, unless I'm, like, going in for a friend. If there's a friend, because I have director friends, they'll call me in. That's always fun because you see your friend, you go in, you battle traffic, and it's great to see them. But going in cold, it's just like a humiliating experience, I find, unless you book it. But even that, you're just kind of treated like a piece of meat. Even on set, no one tells you what they're doing, like what you're doing. No one fills you in. And I did this job for a computer company. I'm not going to say the name.
IBM.
And I was playing like a creep kind of a character. It was two characters in the spot. And it was going to be, it never came out. It was like a SAG National. I was really excited. And I remember the first half of the day, I saw this really odd looking man. He was like walking around. And I was thinking, like, who is this guy? Is he an actor? He's not with the crew. And because it's only two characters on the script, I went up to him and I was like, what's your name? What are you doing here? And he goes, oh, I'm your replacement. And I went, what? And he goes, yeah, this company hires replacements just in case you're not good. And I was looking at him and I was like, this is what they see me as? Like, you know, because he looked like he diddled kids, you know? There was like a weird creeper. He would not be your babysitter, okay? Mm-hmm. You would keep him away from schools.
Yeah.
And there was this moment of like, oh, that's okay. I know my job. I know what I was on a job one time as a director I got to go to Spain a year ago, and I had some time off at night, so I rented a bike and I taken a nice little bike ride through town, thinking about the job and just thinking about my life. And there was a moment at the end of the night where I parked the bike and I got off and I was checking my phone to see where I was. And there was a taxi cab right next to me with its light. The hazards were on and it was empty. And all of a sudden this guy, good looking guy in a suit comes up and he goes, hey, you ready to go? And I go, what are you talking about? I'm ready. I'm ready to go. I'm ready to get picked up. Let's go. And I go, I'm not the cab driver. And he goes, oh my God, I'm so sorry, man. I'm like, this is my bike. He goes, I don't know. And he's walking back, and I'm like, wait a minute, do you think I look like a cab driver? And he goes, well, you know. I had this bike ride back to the hotel where I'm like, what? I chose the wrong career. I should be a cab driver in Barcelona.
You have a wide range.
Yeah, apparently.
Cab driver, kid diddler.
Another time I was on a job in Toronto. I was directing, and I went. It was like the last day. It was a 3-day shoot. It was at night. It was raining. It was dark, and I was trying to find the honey wagon. Where the bathroom, the trailer that they have. And I'm looking around, and I see a guy, and I was like, "Do you know where the bathroom is?" And he goes, "It's around the corner, but you got to move your truck. Your truck's in the way. You can't leave your truck." And I went, "My truck?" And he goes, "Oh, I'm sorry, man." I'm like, "I'm the director." He goes, "Oh my God!" And he like scurried off. And it was another moment of like, "Oh shit, I was in the wrong career. I got to cut my hair or wear better clothes."
I mean,
no offense to those people that do. I mean, but
yeah,
it was
should we edit this for you, Rick?
No, it's fine. But there was a moment of like, I'm excited to be directing, and then you think I'm a cab driver in a fucking grip. I don't have a record. I'm not a grip. A felony record because they're all. Never mind.
My God. Commercial break? Are we at commercial?
I love grips.
I'll tell you what. I'm taking a Magic Mind right now.
What is this?
This is one of my favorite drinks. It gives me the energy of caffeine, like a coffee, but it's much healthier, no crash, and it has nootropics in it.
What if you've already drank like 18 espressos today? Because my heart's about to explode.
Actually, that'll help you calm you down. Give you a nice level at the same time.
Nice. Magic Mind.
It's really great. It's honestly one of my favorite drinks. I like it. I feel like big when I
tastes
it's
pretty
small.
good. It's weird. In a good way.
Yeah, it's good.
Oh, it's got a weird aftertaste.
It's matcha. Probably the matcha and the pineapple.
The pineapple.
Yeah.
You know what pineapple's good for?
What, Rick?
I don't know.
We're already this far.
Look at me. I'm shaking.
I don't think you should have that Magic Mind.
That's what it's good for your cum.
Oh my gosh. Are you still doing your podcast?
No, we kind of we parked it. Yeah, we parked it. Yeah.
You know what happened?
Yeah.
You know what happened? I tried calling you guys one day.
Yeah.
Do you remember this?
I don't remember much anymore.
Oh my gosh.
Pandemic.
I was driving and I was like, "Oh my God."
I do remember. You did. Yes.
And I was like, "Hello?"
Yeah.
"Hello?" And my reception was terrible. And I was like,
Yeah.
I was cursing so loud in the car.
That was fun. We used to open up the lines and just take random calls. Yeah, I still very much. Chris is a close friend. We still hang. We've talked about bringing it back. Yeah, just a series of events happened that pushed it out further and further, and yeah.
Damn.
It's all good.
Do you feel like you want to like do a different type of podcast, or you want to bring that one back, or are you just tired with the whole podcast?
No, I like it. I've thought about my girlfriend Hillary and I doing one together because we're very much on the same page with a lot of things. Not doing the dishes that around it. She wants them done and I don't do them. But yeah, we've thought about maybe starting something together. I've thought about maybe doing one on my own. I like doing it with Chris because Chris would balance me out because otherwise I'd probably be canceled by now with the things I say. And he's very
really.
There's several podcasts where he's like, you need to edit that out, and I'd be like, why? And he goes, because so and so, I know this family or whatever that is, and I'm like, okay, you're right. I wish I could tell you right now, but I can't.
I can only imagine.
One of the things involves 9/11, but we don't have to talk about that.
This is why I have producers here with me.
Hey guys.
Yeah, that's why the show's been going on as long as it has.
How have you been? How's your life?
It's since pandemic.
Yeah.
Pretty insane.
Did you get in any weird hobbies or anything weird?
Oh my God, what?
What was like your thing?
This is the question. This is so hard to answer whenever you haven't seen somebody in literally years.
Yeah.
And it's like, what have you been up to? It's like a lot.
Yeah.
A lot. And I can say this: the thing that's fresh with me right now is I've lost love with Los Angeles.
You fell out of love.
I fell out of love. Yes, that's better. I sounded like a really fresh immigrant when I said that. I
lost love.
I lost love from LA. I don't love no love. No, I fell out of love with Los Angeles.
Yeah.
I've been falling out of love.
What is it? What?
Okay, first of all, it feels like why I came out here was for film and TV.
Yeah.
And it's been pushed out.
Yeah.
Constantly. My last 2 or 3 jobs have worked outside of Los Angeles.
Yes.
It's so expensive to live here.
Yeah. You don't like paying $18 for eggs?
No.
And $25 for a little shitty cocktail?
No. I don't like giving away half my taxes to whatever is happening with them.
Yeah.
Which I can't see what's happening at
Right.
all. I don't
you just gotta stop paying taxes, that's all.
Oh, I wish. pull a...
I mean, if we all stop paying.
That would be nuts. Whoa. You said before we came in... No, you said before...
I love the government.
No, you're radicalized a little bit since last time, I feel.
Yes.
You're wearing the green, what the, like... Those Vietnam anti-war people in the 70s would wear. Like you're dressed like that.
I got bombs on me just in
my
case.
God.
I'm ready to go in.
This episode is definitely flagged on YouTube. Like without a doubt. We are demonetized from 5 minutes ago. Is the commercial break still on or are we past it?
I was so engaged.
No worries. Let's take a quick commercial break and we'll be right back. And
I'll
we're
come
back.
back lobotomized.
And we're
yes,
back.
Hello. Yeah, I'm very good now. The magic mind is working. What's in there?
Oh my God. But you're still making sketches on YouTube, right?
I haven't in a minute, but I've made enough sketches now where people think I'm always making sketches. I'm like, it's been a minute since I've done. I mean, I love doing sketches. I'm trying to do some longer form stuff right now. I'm finishing up some things. A short film that like a 10-minute short that's quite fun, and then I've just been doing like commercial work and forcing myself to write something. There's a micro budget feature opportunity on the horizon. And it's but I think the last time we saw each other, I've pitched some shows, I've gotten some opportunities, but it's tough. It's tough out there in terms of, dealing with the wonderful executives that head these studios. Are really great people. Mm-hmm. And they're really wonderful. Yeah. I love them all. Yeah. And no, it's Hollywood's weird. We're in a weird time, and I think the strikes definitely put a damper on things. And now we're back. I went to a meeting recently, and they were talking about the number of episodes per year. It was like 4,600 a year they were making in the States, across all TV, and now it's been cut down to 1,500 per year. And it's a giant effect where all these like mom and pop businesses are suffering from that, and the caterers, and it's not just the showrunners and people like that. It's a whole business, and but yeah. Why else did you fall out of love with LA? So it's expensive. Film, TV suck.
It's there's no sense of community.
Yes,
it's hard to find that. And
right.
Just like common courtesy. Like on the way here, I saw this lady just almost basically get in 2 car accidents on the way here. I just happened to be following the same route behind her, and her brake lights were off, and just like there's just a I don't care about anyone else. Everybody feels that way.
Yeah, we talked about this last time. Yeah, you're a big common courtesy. I'm like this way too with the common courtesy. I met a guy, a random actor, a street casting thing. A friend saw this guy at a lunch that looked like the older version of me, so I had him find out his contact info. We went out to lunch, and he said, "Meet me at the IKEA food court." I went, "Okay, this is going to be
what?
This will be interesting."
Wait, I'm sorry. That's for a meeting?
Yeah, it was great. Yeah, because the food's cheap, and it was weird. Nice guy, and
okay.
But I had a moment where there was a woman coming, and she was carrying a bunch of stuff, and I opened the door for her to get out, and she said thank you, and then there was this guy behind her, a middle-aged guy. And he just walked through. He didn't say thank you. There was nothing. There was no recognition. I should have just let the door hit him in the face, but if I knew he would do that. So yeah, I get the same way. I feel like, but I just kind of chalk it up to being in a city. You're going to get those people that are entitled, that don't know how to say thank you or please or just be normal.
I have violent thoughts.
Yeah.
I like really bad violent thoughts that I don't act on.
Right, but you think about it.
Oh my God, yes. Because I just started jiu-jitsu. That's something big that's been in my life, and it's helped me tremendously. Yeah. But it's really great seeing people really reassess what they should be doing with their lives whenever they're being choked out.
Right.
It's true.
Yeah.
Whenever you realize, I can't beat everybody up. I'm kind of powerless.
Right.
I got to rely on other people, and we've all got to just love each other.
Yeah.
Otherwise, this could get messy.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's important.
What do you think it is? Do you think it's like the fact that we're all consumed on our phones? We've all been detached? Is it the city? Is it the fact that no one can buy a home here, so we really don't set our roots down,
Very true. I think all those things play an effect. By the way, my 2 acting students who tried the jiu-jitsu class with me,
Yeah.
they signed up for Little Tokyo
Oh,
Fight
that's
Club.
great. Nice.
And they're like, we really loved it. It was out of our comfort zone. And
Yeah.
we're nervous, but we loved it. And so we're going to do it. And I told them it'll help them be better actors, just get
Yeah.
more body awareness. Anyway,
Yeah.
I think all that plays into effect of it.
Mm-hmm.
I really do. And phones, I think, are really detrimental when
Yeah.
you live in cyberspace. I
Yes.
sounded like an old guy from the 90s who said that. You shouldn't live in cyberspace. But it's true. I feel like whenever you when you don't have a lot of human interaction,
Right.
that's really, really bad. Or you're surrounded by yes people all day long.
Yeah.
That's really bad as well.
Yeah.
That's super detrimental. And what do I mean by that? Even like in a workplace scenario where like maybe your employees are scared of you. That's not
Right.
good.
Yeah.
Yeah. You don't know what reality is.
Yeah. That's got to be tough.
Mm-hmm.
Who knows what it's like to be Elon Musk, you know?
I got a story for you.
You got an Elon Musk story?
No, I wish. No, I have a story from that same callback
Oh, that we did.
Yes.
For that company.
I'm standing in front of, and I'm going to say I don't. We can say it. Am I going to get in trouble for saying what company it's for? Yeah, we are. Okay.
Don't say it. That way they don't know.
That's true. Okay. So I'm standing in front of the sign that they write in chalk like whatever the company's name
Yeah.
is, and it's like callback Studio 4, and
Right.
they have a bunch of them so that you know where you're at.
Yeah.
I'm standing in front of it, and remember, I don't know if you remember, but this had a lot of it was like 3 auditions in one. It
Yes.
felt like 3 different scenes in one. So I'm like
Right.
going over my backup jokes, my main jokes,
Yeah.
what I'm gonna do if they want it more or less. I'm actually like
You're preparing. Yeah.
which you should be.
Yeah.
I'm in there. And this actress, I shouldn't even call her an actress, goes, excuse me, and she moves me out of the way.
Physically? Like, Yeah.
Basically. And I'm
Yeah.
like, oh, okay. Like, I don't know if she was next.
Yeah.
And that's why, because I wasn't next. I was like, okay, cool. She takes out her phone and is taking a selfie next to the sign. And she's like,
oh,
and I was just like, oh,
that's terrible.
it doesn't end there, Rick. She sits back down. I stand where I was standing, and I'm like, I'm just flabbergasted on the inside. I'm like, I can't believe you did that. She's like going through it, and I could tell she doesn't like the photo.
Right.
Then I'm going through the lines again, and then she starts handing me her phone like she's gonna ask, hey, can you take a picture of me by it?
Yeah.
And I just totally ignore her, and I'm just like saying my line. She's like, oh, sorry, and I still ignore her.
Yeah.
Doesn't end there. Then she tells the casting assistant, hey, is the casting director in that other room? And I'm not gonna say the name.
Yeah. Don't say his name.
Yeah, I won't say his name or her name. And and they go, yeah. She goes, I need to speak with him.
Mm.
Which, for those of you listening,
her.
or her, for those of you listening, that is so crazy to do.
Yeah.
Like, you just go to the callback and the commercial, and you just sit there, wait for your name to be called. You go in there and you do it. That's it. You don't ask for the main casting director.
Yeah, you don't look at them. You don't speak to them.
Right.
Yeah.
Just do your job.
Just
You're a robot.
You're gum on the bottom of a heel.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Thank you. Anyway, she grabs this casting director. He comes out so confused. He's like, yes, can I help you?
Yeah.
And this person was very nice, the casting director. This girl goes, hi, you cast me in this other commercial, blah, 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 blah. Do you remember? And he's like, oh, yeah. She's like, yes, I didn't see you on set, so I wanted to thank you in person for casting me.
Why would he be on set?
I know, exactly.
Yeah.
Very green, very excited. And then she goes, I'm normally not dressed like this, by the way.
Yeah.
And he's like, oh, yeah, no worries. It's all good.
What was she dressed like?
Just in a business attire.
Okay.
Yeah.
Yeah. Thought maybe a clown outfit. That's what I pictured.
I feel like some people yes, you should appreciate the journey, not just the destination.
Yeah.
But very green, very unprofessional behavior.
Yeah.
How do you teach somebody to not do that in a situation like that?
Yeah. I mean, I've found in my life I only give advice if people ask it. So if people are like, how can I be better, or what can I do, to be better, then I will offer my opinion. I do the same thing if like I'm watching a friend's short film and they're showing it to me, and I go, do you want me just to watch it, or are you looking for notes? And people are just watch it. And I'm like, okay, great. So I'll find the things I like about it, but I'm not going to give an unsolicited opinion like you should have done this or do that. So, and just because I've learned my lesson, I worked with a producer years ago that I had to fire because it was personality clashes, and he was like, can you tell me what did I do wrong? And I was like, oh, it just didn't work. It was just like a different vibe. And he goes, I know you're holding back. You need to tell me. And I went, okay, I'm going to tell you. And I went through this laundry list of things that weren't working, and I made him cry. And then he resented me, and he was mad at me, and he stopped talking to me. And so I just live my life, and I try not to get involved because I just find like everyone's on their own path and they're doing their own thing, and it's not for me to, point out like what sucks about you. It's just, people usually tend to get defensive anyway, and they're not going to want to be corrected. So yeah, but in the sense of like,
I'm sorry.
What? Making this guy cry sucked. So uncomfortable. He got me super stoned too while I was having this conversation, so it was all like vulnerable. I was trying to help him. I don't help anyone anymore. I don't want to help anyone. I will help people if they ask for help. If someone wants help, then I will give them help, and I'll give them advice or opinions or whatever, but I don't go out of my way to correct anyone, mainly because I'm not perfect, and I've got my own problems, and I wouldn't want anyone doing that to me either, unless I was like, what could be better? Like, what am I doing wrong?
Can I ask a little bit more about this situation? Because I'm so curious now. Because I love good scenes.
Yeah.
And to me, this scene, I imagine his arc in the scene is so vastly different from how it begins and ends. You know what I mean? So at what point did you realize, oh shit, I'm too far into this? Or
when I was talking to him?
Yeah. Did you look up and he was just crying and you're like, oh shit?
It was probably the moment when his eyes started filling with tears. I mean, that moment.
Well, yeah.
I mean,
wait, no. Let me rephrase that. Maybe I phrased it terribly. Then, did you realize what you were gonna say would have that much of an effect on him?
No, I thought he was like wanting to make this a teaching moment, and he really wanted to know what was up because he was like, I want to be better. And I said, okay, well, you can't take someone's script and just rewrite the dialogue without their permission, which is what he was doing. I'm like, that I understand you're being helpful, but that's just a breach of trust, and it's not cool. And, you don't understand boundaries and all these other things. And yeah, so I didn't want to do it because I just wanted to be like, it's not working out and all good. But he wanted me to be real. And, I've had a couple moments in my past where I've gotten too real with people and they hate you for it. And then you burn a bridge, and, it happens. And I've learned from that mistake of just, I don't think, the truth shall set you free only if like the person is ready to receive it. Otherwise you could just become the enemy in their story. And I don't want to go around making enemies, and I don't care either. Like, this relationship is working or it's not working. And I'm not going to explain why, because I get a little too honest, and I don't think people want that. That's
interesting. Maybe I don't mind the real honesty.
Yeah.
And that's why I'm a little confused by this individual who was really probing you. I need to be better.
Yeah.
And I don't know. I tell my acting students, like, brace for impact.
Right.
And always like, this is all professional. Nothing is personal. What I'm saying. All I can do is judge you on the work here in class. And so I try to make that verbal contract agreement with everybody in the beginning.
Yeah.
So they know what to expect, but maybe that person's just never had that kind of blunt.
Yeah, I think people shelter themselves. I prefer blunt honesty, and I like it when, someone like is mad or like there's something. I like to rise to the occasion. When I was in high school, I grew up in Napa Valley, and I worked as a busboy and as a waiter in fine dining, like through high school and into some of college. And I worked with really tough waiters because, Napa is like the food capital, and I learned a lot from them. Just like, when I was slacking, I was called out, and I don't know, I was like kind of verbally abused a lot, but I learned like to be accountable for my actions. And so I think it's just how you're raised in your own experiences, but some people that are sheltered don't want to hear that. I think stand-up comics have a really good, I've been obsessed with this podcast, Kill Tony, and I love it. I know he's been doing it for years, but I've been like, I listen to it all the time. It's so good.
Same.
And I love how honest they are with comics. And one of the comics, I forget who it was talking about how a lot of stand-ups that when they're starting out, they kind of go through this idea that they're great and they need to be humbled. They need to be told that they suck, if they truly do suck, because they need to be brought down a peg so they can get better and learn from that. So out of the pain comes, growth. So otherwise you're just doing the same thing.
It's truth. You have to be honest with where you're really at.
Yeah.
Real quick, I'm curious from our producers, Alex, do you prefer that brutal honesty for the most part, or are you kind of...
Yeah, and if I don't want to hear the truth, I won't ask.
Yeah.
If I know, but I think by knowing that I don't want to hear it, then I know the truth.
Yeah. Yeah, you have like an internal dialogue of when something is...
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Yeah.
PG?
But I'd rather be told.
Yeah.
PG, what do you think?
I'm the same way.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
You want to know.
Yeah.
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 Yeah,
Don't make
rather
me cry,
someone.
though.
Yeah.
Yeah, I won't. I got to get to know you a little bit
please
better.
Don't.
Okay.
A gentle truth, then, Peyton.
Don't cross me.
I don't know what just happened. I'm in love with Kill Tony.
Yeah.
And I've always thought to myself, is there any kind of acting equivalent I could ever do something like that with?
Yeah.
Because I've always wanted that brutal honesty with actors, because they are deluded. I will be honest with you.
They are. Yeah. I had that in film school. I had a screenwriting teacher. His name was Ed DiLorenzo. He's probably dead now. He was like in his mid-70s when I took the class, but older guy from Boston, thick accent. And it was a class of like 15, and he would just tell us that we were all shit. That was like the class. He would just be like, "You're garbage." Tell us that. He's like, "My third draft is your 20th," and just that, telling us how hard it is to make it, and none of us are going to do it. And it was kind of annoying because it's like you went there to learn structure, and then finally at the end of the class he showed us one of the movies that he wrote, the Hollywood movie, and it was like the worst movie I've ever seen. And he didn't stay there in class. He like put it on and he left. And I'm like, good thing he left, because he was ashamed. But that, it depends on who it's coming from, right? Because like a homeless guy on the street could give you advice on your outfit, and it depends, you have to be mindful of where the info's coming from.
True. But even quote unquote successful people in our industry, getting feedback from them, you have to kind of take it, be a good filter with it.
Yeah, because it's all subjective. Everyone has notes, you know, and so.
But their journey also has been very unique. Everybody's journey is different, and you don't know how easy they might have had it, or
you don't know who their parents are. Cha-ching. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah, sometimes.
Yeah.
Sometimes. That's how you made it, though, with your parents in the industry, right?
Yeah. I never had to pay for my rent when I got out of college, so I just got to make things. And no, my parents were dirt poor. Basically, it was like, if you don't make it in LA, we're not helping you. So, and not by choice, but it's just what it is. But I did see some of my peers like break through very young, and it was always frustrating because, of course, if you get to practice your craft all day and not have to work a real job, then it's going to be easier. But God bless them,
Well, I'm going to, for the listeners and viewers first time tuning in, you're extremely talented.
Thanks.
You really, really are. And that's one of the reasons I invited you that first time. I remember watching one of your first videos. I think it's the LaCroix one. It was literally on my TikTok, and I think TikTok, or Instagram. And I remember I was in the morning. It was just when I woke up, and I was cracking up so hard. I was like, this guy's funny. And I saw the rest of your stuff. I was like, oh, man, I need to talk to this guy.
Thanks,
He
man.
gets it. He gets it. So, man, I can't wait to see you, like, eventually have your, huge major breakthrough. I hope with any of your shows that you're trying to get out there with, and your movies, because, it's great.
Since the last time we did the podcast, that we re-released that video, because we would show it at screenings, and by we I mean my the guy I made it with, John Wesselcouch, And it would always get big laughs, but it didn't really do that well online, like a few thousand views. And we colored it ourselves. We didn't include the DP. And so the DP was always kind of pissed off at how we ruined the color, basically. We gave everything kind of like this brownish, hue. And so a couple of years ago, we said, let's recolor it. We'll re-release it. That way he can color it and make it the way he wants. So we put out same video. We just changed the color, and it went viral. It was on Reddit. Adult Swim put it on Off the Air. I had people reaching out of the woodwork. It got over 500,000 views, and it was just same video, but just released at a different time, 4 years apart.
Well, it seems like wait.
Because we came out with the video came out in 2018. Then we re-released it in 2022, and it blew up for some reason in 2022.
Did you change the color or no?
We just made the color a bit more, realistic, but it wasn't
So
vastly
less brown?
Less brown, yeah.
And that's why it was more
a little more saturated. It was more successful. Oh, there's a racism element here. That's makes sense in this country.
My producers are literally
You walked into it, and now you're shaking your hand, going like, no, no, no.
It makes sense in this country.
No.
With where we're going. Do you think Trump's going to be president?
What's that?
Donald Trump.
I can't
What do
hear
you think? What do you think is going to happen?
Man, it's so
Are you
crazy.
excited?
Hey, my headphones aren't working right now. Can somebody turn up the
Do
volume?
you think Biden is going to run? Let's talk politics. Or are they going to replace him? What's going to happen?
I swear to God, my headphones aren't working. We're gonna have to do something.
We
Commercial
don't have to
break.
talk. We don't have to talk politics.
My God, that's crazy though. That I don't know. It just timing.
It's a good reminder because you could put something out and it could get no one could care about it, and you could beat yourself up and be like, I'm a failure. It didn't work. Blah blah blah, and have this whole story. But really, what it is, it's timing. It's just the timing of it all. That's why you should just, if you're a creator, just keep creating. If you're an influencer, kill yourself. But if you're a creator, don't kill it. Don't do that.
Yeah. No,
Keep doing what you're doing. Keep
yeah.
keep going out there making your prank videos.
So demonetized.
There was
Peyton, are you making notes of when to bleep out stuff?
there was an
Too many. I ran out of room.
There was an influencer recently. I forget her name. I saw this news bit. She was doing. There's like a scavenger hunt kind of thing going on, and she went up to a woman and said, "Jump in this river, because I need you to do this for." She was live. She was streaming live, and the woman expressed, she's like, "I don't know how to swim." And I don't know why. She convinced the woman to do it. The woman jumped into the pond, the river, and she couldn't swim, and she's flailing around, and the influencer that was live streaming took off, and she left her there. She got rescued. The woman was okay. Like, the fire department came in, someone hurt, I don't know, something happened. But yeah, it's just I don't know.
Wait, for real?
Yeah, this I forget the name. She's like a popular influencer. Yeah.
What? Like, there should be laws
I
against
can't
this.
stand social media influencers. I can't stand them. Like, they don't provide anything, and I think they they not all whatever. No, it's just gross. It's like, what are you doing? You're just what do you contribute? Exactly. What are you making?
Well,
you're streaming, and they're making millions of dollars, so it's tough.
There's a few of these streamers that are just unbearable people. Neon. I don't know if you heard this guy,
No.
Neon. Just, why are you laughing?
Because I'm just remembering when he got arrested.
For what? Something.
I forgot what country he went to. He
Dubai.
went to, and he was filming there in a place he wasn't supposed to be filming, so they just threw him in prison.
Oh my God.
And he was there for like a couple weeks or something like that,
Yeah.
and no one was hearing from him. And they're just like, dude, they threw him in a jail.
Yeah.
It's Dubai. You don't fuck around when you're in Dubai.
Yeah.
Like,
Yeah,
UAE.
and also just
There
don't
she
fuck
is.
around with people. Yeah, this is it. Jumps in, and then she's like, "Oh, well."
Oh my God.
They left. Yeah.
What? Natalie Reynolds.
Oh, she's a Kick streamer. It makes so much more sense.
What's Kick?
It's a knockoff Twitch where there's no rules, and so
Oh.
just the scum of the earth goes over to Kick because they're not going to get banned over on Kick. There was a famous stream that happened about a month ago where a guy is just out in the open drunk driving while
my God.
streaming on Twitch,
Yeah.
not Twitch, Kick, and he's just drinking from the bottle there. Yeah,
Wow.
and they didn't do anything about it. There's just no rules. It's the wild, wild west on Kick. So anytime you hear a Kick streamer, just know that bad person.
Yeah. It's not good.
What?
I like the way you phrased that.
I'm
Bad
gonna
person.
I'm gonna go check out Kick as soon as this is over. I need to see.
We tune in
I'm
next
like, I hate
week.
these people, but I'm like, I'm gonna love them.
Rick Darge
I'm on
streaming
Kick.
on
Kick? Oh, damn!
Yeah. I'm gonna light this homeless person on fire. Oh my God. I'm not gonna do that. I'm just saying this hypothetical universe.
That's the clip. We're gonna
Cut
edit
it out.
We're gonna edit it.
It's terrible.
We're gonna tag Kick in it and everybody.
Like, hey, we want to call you in for this meeting and see if we got you. You're gonna be sponsoring this propane brand. I mean, it feels like we're headed that way, right? I mean, it's very idiocracy. Do you think that there's a whole, like, does everyone seem a bit dumber now, myself included? Just everyone? Like, have we gone down in IQ because of the pandemic?
I've heard of this before.
It feels something's going on.
I'm trying to be, I don't know if, I guess, objective about it because remember, how old are you now?
41.
41.
Yeah.
You have a good head on your shoulders.
Yeah.
Luckily, through some luck and some, personal choices, but you have a decent view on the world and a great common sense, and you're exceptional at what you do, your craft and your profession. So, are you the most intelligent person? No. But you're smart.
Yeah.
So when you look at younger people who haven't had that life experience, are you looking at it just from your lens and not taking into account of like life experience? Because I look back when I was in high school, and thank God I didn't have social media.
Right.
So maybe it's just igniting all this faster, like where they're
It's the phone.
Again, phone.
Yeah.
Probably, yeah. But I don't know. I barely had social media in college. Facebook just started in college, and then when I came out
How old are
here,
you?
turning 37 this year.
Okay.
Yeah.
We're not too far off.
No.
Yeah.
So I'm really glad I didn't have social media. But at the same time, I wish I was smarter with social media when I first came out to LA. I would have had a lot more just pull with my followership and all that stuff because I feel like it helps to some degree.
Yeah. I mean, that's what, we tell ourselves that. And then that's why we remain addicted to it. Yeah. It's tough. I heard this thing about how people say you never have your phone in your dreams. For something that we always use, try to think of a dream where you use your phone.
Wow.
You can't.
No, I can't.
It's weird.
Yeah, that is very weird. So that just reaffirms my conspiracy TikTok feed, where a conspiracy TikTok video was talking about how, like the computer circuit boards are actually just sigils for summoning demons. So
that's interesting.
yeah,
There's definitely something. I know people are like, you're addicted because you're addicted to the notifications and the dopamine hit, the colors and whatnot. I have just a theory. My own theory is they have developed a certain frequency of light that comes out of the screen that you're like wired in, like you're tapped in. So you're addicted to the light. You're addicted to the glow, not so much the notifications.
let's check this out.
I mean, I have not looked it up. It's just my own idea, and I came up with it because I was taking a psychedelic, and I was I was gone. I was on another planet, and I remember see, there you go.
Help me, Rick.
You're in it. Get it off.
Help me.
I looked at the phone while I was on mushrooms, and the screen itself, I could see like all the individual pixels, and there was something like evil about it that wasn't natural, that scared me. And I remember that moment being like, what is in this? What's in the phone? Like, what is going on that keeps us sucked in? Because I'm on this thing and I hate it, but I'm on it, and I like make up the slide like I need to be on it, and I try everything I can do to not have it around to be productive. It just kills productivity, and it's terrible. Look, we have them. We're out. They're out everywhere,
Yeah, that's actually really interesting.
I don't know.
I don't know either. Do you believe in anything spiritual?
Spiritual?
Yeah.
Yeah, I think there's something going on. I was my family wasn't too religious, but like born Methodist.
Sorry, we got to take a quick break, and then we'll be right back because I'm curious to know more about this. And plus, we have to finish the show.
Yeah.
My producer hated that. Peyton, you hated that.
What the hell was that?
That was weird.
What?
Yeah,
was
so
weird.
I've brought it up to him before. For some reason, when we announce there's commercial breaks, he gets very nervous
Okay.
about it. And he
Why?
starts kind of fumbling on his words
Yeah,
a little
yeah.
bit. And I don't know.
All right, we'll be back after this commercial break.
Okay.
And we're back.
Oh, nice.
I don't. It feels artificial to me.
You got to do
because-
it.
But,
You got to keep the lights on.
I know. It
Right?
just feels artificial. That's all.
Yeah,
Yeah.
but you don't have to say it like enthusiastically. Like there's nothing fake you have to say
Yeah.
about it. You don't have to be like, "Don't go anywhere, folks."
Just say you have to
We'll
use
be
the
right
bathroom.
back.
I got to pee.
Yeah, I gotta go pee real quick.
I got to take a dump. I'll be right back.
Yeah.
Yeah, see, that was already more confident than any of the other breaks.
And
you've
then
done
you just
before.
do it here while looking at me in the
Yeah.
eyes. That's
I
an
think I might
alpha
start-
move.
Yeah. I got to
You know,
pee.
taking
I'll
a
be right
dump
back.
in your pants.
Oh, dump.
Like,
Oh, in my pants. Oh, wow. Oh, wow.
Yeah, yeah.
Okay.
there you go. Oh, that's convincing.
No. Oh, my mic's off. Is it off? No. Okay. I thought I turned off my mic. Okay. So you believe in something spiritual a little bit?
Yeah. Yeah.
You were born Muslim.
Methodist, which is like a branch of Christianity. I come from an Italian family. My grandpa was Catholic, but he converted before I was born. My mom was like, there was a period of time where she was like testing different churches that we would go to, and I enjoyed the stories. You want to bleep that out? I can't stop this. It's just whatever's coming out.
I'm not the one editing it. You might have to slip Peyton to 20 before you leave here.
I don't care. But yeah, I mean, my voice just cracked.
Okay.
You know,
So do you believe in like some sort of creator or larger source than yourself, or some kind of intertwining, or do you just believe like nothing?
no, I don't believe in. I think I have never been attracted to the idea of atheism because I've just, in my mind, that is dogmatic in itself, like the belief that there's nothing and it doesn't make sense to me at all. I think I have a lot of different ideas and they change. Part of me wonders, is this like a simulation, like a holographic universe? Are we here embodying these bodies like for a period of time? Do we come back and get recycled? Does human history exist? Then, like, have we been around truly 10,000 years ago, or is this all that there ever is? Like this period of time, and we just keep coming back. Like, does everyone have a soul on the planet, or the theory of NPCs? Are there people that are just filler? I don't know what it is. Dreams are really strange and very weird. The fact that we go to a different place and we just kind of write them off as it's nothing. I've had experiences that make me believe, there is like another force or a higher power, whether that's yourself or you're tuning into something else. I think there is something. Yeah, I definitely do. I think this is a magical place, and I do believe in that idea. Like, whatever maybe it is like whatever you think it is, that is what it is. So if you think, there's 42 virgins, or if you think there is a heaven and a hell, or if you think there's nothing and you're just worm food, maybe that is your reality. Maybe you shape whatever that thing is. I guess I kind of believe in the idea of, reincarnation a bit. I think that you come back to this place for whatever reason. There's a great conspiracy that I love. It's a dark conspiracy, but the whole idea that there's like demonic forces that like basically created a prison planet. That's what Earth is, and they recycle you. They send you to the moon, and then your soul gets recycled, and you come back as a baby, and that's why babies cry, because they remember, but not really. It doesn't make sense. I don't know. I don't know what this is. Where are we? I mean, we're talking to each other. That's weird enough.
Existence.
Yeah, just like being in this room. And we've built these things like microphones and TV screens. And
Well, speaking of drugs, I'm really curious to try salvia and DMT.
oh, salvia. Oh,
Yeah.
those are like, they're similar but opposite. They're like the yin and yang of shit.
Yeah, have you tried salvia?
Yeah, I
Okay.
have.
Can you tell me your experience? Because here's what's going on with me.
Yeah.
I'm being very honest. I feel I'm ready in my life to take that leap. I am instinctually pulled to either DMT or salvia, and I don't know why. And I want to, because I've heard people's stories about them, and I'm like,
Right.
I need to experience that now in my life.
Yes. Have you done any other psychedelics?
I've done mushrooms, but not a heavy dose at all. I just felt it in my body.
Yeah.
Here's the psychedelic experiences I have had through yoga practices,
Okay.
through certain breathing.
Yeah.
I've seen at the low end sacred geometry.
Yeah.
And manifest. Not I manifested, but there was a manifested like dark purple flower in front of me as I was breathing and meditating, to the extreme end where my craziest experience was this hour-long breathing meditation. My eyes were closed, but I saw people in front of me as I was breathing and flooding my body with oxygen, like literally people like coming up and looking at me.
Wow.
And there was no one doing that.
Did you see faces? Like,
Yes, and it was
They were human?
esque.
Yeah.
And it was just very intense.
Yeah.
It's like ethereal, very
Yeah.
ethereal. So those are my experiences.
That's awesome.
Yeah.
Yeah. I mean, I don't think anything could really prepare you for salvia or DMT. I think it's, even if you were like a veteran, I've heard people say like veteran psychedelic users, psychonauts, that they're like, you can't prepare for the experience. You're taking a ride. Salvia, well, first of all, yeah, I think it's cool that you're getting the like intuitive feeling to do it. I don't recommend like DMT to anyone unless you're curious. Like if you're curious and you have a curious mind and you want to truly do it and you know the risks that are involved, then go forth. But
what are the risks?
I'm not like, go do it. You
Yeah.
know, you know what you should try? I think everyone should try mushrooms. I think that's harmless and good for you. The risk of DMT in any of these like heavy psychedelic compounds where you leave your body is it could, you know, it's going to fracture your idea of self and what the universe is. So it you know, you could come back with a very different notion of like what reality is, and that could affect you. I look at it like doing those compounds like you are agreeing to get into a car accident with your mind. So in the same way, if you were to go down the highway and you got hit and it was bad and you flipped over and God forbid, you know, something happened, you're going to remember that event. It's going to affect you, you know, in some type of manner, whether that be positive or negative. I feel like it's mostly positive. It's similar to that. It's going to be this crazy moment in your life where everything you thought you knew is going to go away, and then you're going to remember that moment. But DMT has this really weird ability of the experience. It's almost like it doesn't want to be remembered. It's very weird. So what they say is I don't know about salvia, it's probably the same. When you come out of the experience, as soon as you can, start talking about what happened to you and record it, do a voice memo. And by doing that in the same way, you know, like when you have a very vivid dream and you forget it, it's like the most vivid thing. And if you don't write it down, if you don't talk about it, it goes away. It's the same thing. But you'll go to a place, if you smoke enough DMT, where you will be like the most present and alive that you've ever felt, and you won't remember. I heard music on DMT that was like the most alien music I've ever heard. It didn't sound like anything on earth, and I don't remember what the hell it sounded like. I just know I heard something. I don't think people equate it to you're moving up in levels of consciousness so quickly, you're operating at such a high level where you're not in your body, that it's impossible for you to retain that. Like that exists out there. But when you come back to this human 3D form, it's impossible for your brain to comprehend infinity. I think on the positive side, you know, yeah, it could help. It could help with kind of knowing your place, you know, within the cosmos. I definitely feel it's the weirdest experience in the world. Because when you do it, you come out of it and you're like, this exists in everything. I produce it in my brain when I dream and when I have a near-death experience. But this came from bark. This came from tree bark. I mean, DMT either comes from a toad, which I've not done, or this bark in South America called Mimosa hustilis, which It's just ground up bark, and they're able to extract the crystals, and you smoke that, and you're convinced. At least I was like, if I was an alien, and I wanted to hide my existence, what better way than to put it in the plants? And you feel that way on high doses of mushrooms, and you're so clear. But yeah, it's a frightening. It can be. It's both extremely exciting and frightening at the same exact time, because as soon as you inhale the vapor, your world is literally transforming and getting ripped away. And I don't know of any drug that is that quick in terms of onset. Usually there's a period, there's a gap of like, okay, then you feel it. But with DMT, you're gone. If you're going to do it, I recommend being very intentional about why you're doing it. Be very clear-headed. I would do the practice of trying to eat clean for a few days, up to a week beforehand. Drink lots of water. Kind of don't eat a lot of fatty foods beforehand. Don't drink or have weed in your system even from a few days prior. Go into it very clear-headed, and go into it being completely respectful of the experience, and going so far as to calling in like guidance, you know? I don't know if you're religious or whatever that is, but calling in like, I need protection. I'm going in, like talking to yourself and talking to the drug before you go in, because it's when you're out there, you're very vulnerable. And some people talk about this idea of, you know, entities or negative entities latching onto you and changing your experience. It's very real. And it's not just like a drug that you do and you see things. You are putting yourself out there. And it's fucked up that we live in this society, in this modern time, where there's no education about this, because I feel like there should be. I mean, you do this stuff, and it's like a Bill Hicks quote, but it should be a news story. You know what I mean? Like Bill Hicks did a whole famous bit about like how powerful LSD is and different psychedelics, and we just brush it off as if they're just drug experiences. But really, these are like powerful tools where you're communicating with something much larger than yourself. Salvia is a weird one. I probably will never touch that ever again. It tends to be a bit more negative and physically uncomfortable, whereas DMT kind of will. It's a bit more science fiction and cosmic in a way. Salvia is a bit oppressive and can be a bit scary. That's what I've heard, and that's what it was like for me. It wasn't fun.
What was your experience for it?
I did it in college, and we got the extract, which is what you want to do. Just smoking the regular leaf, you're not going to get there. But if you want to blast yourself out, you get this extract. And we smoked it out of a bong. And I was in a circle of like 8 other people. So it got passed to me. And as soon as I inhaled it, it felt like I like popped out of my face. And I was in this black void. And I could see the outlines of everyone's faces. And it felt like this pressure was pushing me back, and I could hear like this weird demonic laughter, and I didn't like it. It just didn't make me feel good. There is like a salvia god that they talk about, and it's a bit more mischievous, apparently. I don't know. I haven't tried it enough. But DMT can be the same way. There are different entity types, archetypes that people see. There are like the elves.
Yes.
And then there are the jesters. And the jesters are a bit more, they're jesters. So they mess with you. They fuck with you. I think Joe Rogan did DMT, and he talked about how the jesters came out and they were like flipping him off and laughing at him the whole time. And, you know, it's, I think both experiences are very humbling, but I think if you go into it with a healthy dose of respect and intention, you're going to be okay. It's the people that tend to disrespect it, or they go too often, you know, that get slapped across the universe.
Yeah. That's well, I want to follow up with that in just a little bit. Our time on Adobe Radio has come to an end. However, you can listen to the full episode tomorrow on Apple Podcasts, Spotify, and YouTube. Not only can you watch it on YouTube, but we're now on YouTube Podcasts as well. You can follow at Rick Darge at Rick Darge.
Rick Darge, yeah. You can go to on Instagram at Rick Darge or website rickdarge.com.
Great. And if people want to pitch you their short films,
go ahead.
And
I'll watch it. And if you want me to give notes, I might get back to you in like 8 to 10 weeks.
Awesome. The show continues on. So here's I've heard everything that you just said. I've heard from multiple people.
Yeah.
And I think the key to it is coming in with the respect
Yeah.
and clearing the mind and the body as well.
Respect and having a curious mind.
Yes.
I think if you're curious about what this reality is and you want to try something new, I think you'll be okay.
Some sort of, I feel like an objective to a certain degree, like a question some people have. Like if you have a question about something that you want answers for,
Yes.
and like meditating on that a few days beforehand to feel like
Yeah.
where you want to be guided is important.
Yeah, my intention was I want to see if the other existed. Like, what is the other? Like, the people talk about interacting with hyperdimensional aliens.
Okay, yeah.
And I wanted proof, and I got it, and it was too much. It was like very in my face.
Wait, what?
Yeah, there was definitely there was a very clear presence that came back with me after I came out of the trip. It's basically this roller coaster ride where you're in your living room and then you're in a different place and you don't know how you got there. And you're in a new place and you're hearing crazy music and things are coming up to you and all you know is that you've been here forever. You don't know that you're a body on a couch in Los Feliz. You don't know that. You just think this is my life now. And then all of a sudden, the experience ends after 7-8 minutes, and you can feel your lungs, you can feel the blood inside of your skin, and you can feel your body. And you're like, oh my God, I left. I didn't even know I left, but I left, and now I'm back. And when I came back, there was this weird, it was like the most colorful, I was seeing colors that don't exist in reality, but this insectoid octopus creature that was in like my room in the ceiling, and it was looking at me and moving around, and like it had these tiny little follicles on its tentacles that were changing color. It felt like a weird octopus, and it was so clear. And I was scared because I was like, oh my God, I opened a portal in my brain, and now I'm gonna lose my mind. If this thing is always here with me, that's it. I remember thinking like I'm done. Like if this is now with me, like I'm toast. And after about 5 minutes, I slowly watched it like collapse back into like the fabric of reality, which was another frightening thing because there was this feeling of like, oh, we share this earth with many different things that we can't perceive. It's like aliens aren't a million miles away. They're right here, and time and space don't exist. And I remember it was very confident and powerful, and I watched it like fold away. And so I got everything I bargained for and more.
Wow.
Yeah. But yeah, you'll have your own experience if you do it, and everyone that decides to do this,
Well, I wanted just to hit upon something. A lot of these descriptions that people talk about, I've had really vivid dreams. I used to keep a dream journal, and I eventually went to like audio recording my dreams, and I noticed that my dreams were getting more vivid, more vivid, and I was in more control. And a lot of these things that people are saying, like some stories are where I was with friends that I've known forever.
Yeah.
But I didn't want to leave them, or there was a life I had. I've had dreams like that where I feel in the dream I've woken up so like depressed. I'm like, that was the love of my life, like years and years and years ago. You know what I mean? Or like these friends I knew, like I want to go back there. I felt so at home with them.
Right.
And some people talk about these experiences. Some people Ari Shafir. He talked about his salvia experience. Have you heard of it?
I haven't heard his specific.
He live streamed it.
Yeah.
And
he did it on live stream?
Yeah.
Oh, wow.
Kick. No, I'm kidding. I don't know what it was. And so.
And he pushed someone into the water and then left him.
Yeah. Oh, shit. Well, speaking of water, he had an entire life underwater.
Wow.
And he said he was only gone for, 10 minutes in the trip. He was there, he said, for what felt like a year.
Yeah.
A year, months and months and months. He had a wife. He had kids.
Whoa.
He had he lived this life. And when he came to, he was like, I can't breathe.
Oh, weird.
Because he was not in water.
Yeah.
And I'm like, the whole time dilation thing is really interesting too.
Yeah.
How it's 10 minutes here and this time, but it years or months in some other dimension.
I've heard this. It definitely felt longer than it was for me. The weird thing was towards the end, before I came back to my body, these weird, like, they looked like electric eels, but they were made of different colors of the rainbow, different spectrums, and they were glowing. And they started swimming around me, and they were like pushing me down a tunnel somewhere in the cosmos. They were like guiding me. Them swimming around me, they were like directing me to go somewhere.
Okay.
And there was this square that was it looked like them, but it was more angular, and it was pulsating every color of the rainbow. They were single tones, like a red, a blue, a green, but this square was like rapidly firing through different colors, like cycling very quickly to the point where it almost looked white. And it was at the base of my vision. I was looking ahead, and I noticed that these things wanted me to look at it. They were like pushing it. There was like a feel, they're not speaking in English, but there was this feeling of like, look at this thing. And I didn't want to look at it. And they forced it up into my vision. So I couldn't help but look at it. And as soon as I looked at it, everything starts pulsating white, and then I'm back in my body. So I was like, were they guiding me to my human form? Like something, there was a weird urgency of like, yo, you have to look at this right now. And then all of a sudden I'm back. And you know, like if you go on a crazy roller coaster, I don't know if you go, that feeling of like after you come back in and it like stops, that's the same feeling of DMT, where like, you know, you're back in the tracks. It's wild, man. It's crazy that this exists and we can do this.
Could you hook me up? I mean, I'll pay and stuff, but like,
I don't know what you're talking about.
oh, we can't talk about that on the.
Here's the thing about DMT.
Okay.
I think that I think DMT comes to you when you're ready to take it. Like it will find its way to you. Like there'll be you'll be walking to your car and there'll be a crazy homeless guy.
Oh no, Rick.
And he's taking a piss and he's like, "Do you want some DMT?" And you do it right there with him.
I would not, sir.
And then when you wake up, you are him.
Rick, I'm gonna go. Oh shit. Oh shit! I just switched bodies with a homeless guy.
Freaky Friday.
So much. Fuck Rick Darge. All right. Thanks for coming on the show, man.
Thank you for having me.
Yeah, this was a lot of fun.
That was fun.
And yeah,
It was a great time. It
Rick
flew
Darge.
by.
Yeah, it did. Thanks, man.
The Magic Mind was great.
Thank you. Peyton, play us out. Hey, everybody. Thank you for tuning in. If you're watching on YouTube, leave a comment below of your DMT or Salvia experience. Or if you can't, I don't know if that's against YouTube guidelines or not. We're not really sure. Hit the like button, bell icon for notifications. It helps us with the algorithm. We really appreciate you guys. We've been growing steadily, and it's awesome. So let's keep doing it. Other than that, always remember to listen, think, and then talk. Bye.